So over the last month, Brianna's started training for a marathon, and she's had no previous experience in running itself. She's got pain in the posterior medial section of her tibia, at about the mid-shaft. It's a dull ache, 7 out of 10. It's progressive, so initially she was getting pain after training, and now it's during training. It's aggravated by running and walking extended periods and relieved by rest and NSAIDs. We've diagnosed her with medial tibial stress syndrome, which is known as shin splints. It's common in runners and military personnel. Mechanism of injury for shin splints is repeated stress on the periosteal region of the tibia, where tibialis posterior and the medial aspect of soleus attaches. Biomechanically, Brianna has a pes planus foot type, which predisposes her to shin splints, as there's internal rotation of the tibia, which further lengthens the muscle bellies of these foot inverters and plantar flexors. Also, with that internal rotation of the tibia, we get internal rotation of the femur, which causes weak and lengthened glute medius and maximus, and tight TFL and perineals.
So, starting with the initial stage, Brianna, we're going to run through a couple of things today.
Yes.
One of the first things I wanted to focus on is, have you heard of the RISA kind of analogy?
That's what you do when you cook, yeah?
Kinda, but this is a different one. This is an acronym RISA. So what we're focusing on, rest. So the first one is rest. So we want to rest the area. So when you can, not weight bear over the area. That's okay. Yep. Ice. So I want you to ice over the area for 15 to 20 minutes every 2 hours for the first 72 hours. Yep. Next one is compression. So I want you to get a compression band and put it over the area. And the last one is elevation. So when you can, when you're lying down, just keep the spot elevated. So the next thing I want to focus on is to make sure that you continue to exercise on your aerobic capacity to help you go back to marathon. Well,
awesome.
yeah. So what this involves is with aiming to do non-weight bearing exercises. So this can involve swimming, getting on the spin bike, or we can also do stuff like cross trainer. So we want to simulate what you do when you go for a run. So Brianna, one other thing I want you to do is we want to foam roll your calf to loosen up that calf. That's the muscle along the back of your lower leg.
Yeah.
Yep, so to do so, just get the foam roller.
Great.
What we want you to do is just roll up and down. There you go.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to show me that one?
Sure.
How do I do it again? Just have a seat. Just have a seat. Yep. And we just want you to put your leg over there. Yep, so kind of use your 2 arms for support. Yep, and we want you to just roll up and down. So,
Ooh,
that's
yeah.
it.
That's good.
Yep, and we want to make sure we go through along the whole length of the muscle. So the last thing I want you to do for the initial stage is we want to foam roller over your TFL. Yep. So your TFL is in the front and kind of on the side of your hip there, just under your hip bone. So I'll just do the foam roll again. So just like so.
Wow. Amazing.
Yep. Did you want to have a shot?
Sure. So, just
Towards
like
the front,
that?
yep, and the side, yep. Maybe a bit lower down. Yep, or you can about
There?
that. Yep.
Okay. Angus up and down.
That looks a bit better, yeah. And if you want to rotate a bit more towards, yeah, that's better. Near that front there.
Important to note here that Brianna has commenced a 20 to 30 minute running program with a 50% decrease in intensity from the previous activity she was doing. This is done on soft ground or treadmill, and if any pain is felt, she must discontinue running for the week and use purely a cross trainer or bike. This is up to a maximum heart rate of 55 to 65 of her maximum heart rate.
Okay, so Brianna has now completed 2 weeks of her initial phase of rehabilitation, ceasing weight-bearing training. And the general rule for starting the intermediate phase of rehabilitation is that she has no pain on ambulation. Do you have any pain when you walk at the moment?
No.
Brilliant, so now we can start phase 2. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to use the TheraBand to strengthen the muscle that pulls your foot inwards. So that's weakened at the moment.
Okay.
So what you'll do is you're going to put the TheraBand, we need to start with the light TheraBand and then we can progress up to stronger ones. You're going to put your foot that's injured through the TheraBand. So what you're going to do is you're going to have the TheraBand nice and tight, and you want to pull your foot inwards for 1 count, and then let it control out for 3 counts. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, so 1 in, 3 out.
2, 3, 4.
Rock and
So
roll.
let's try that. So pull your leg so it's nice and tight. Good. So you want to pull your foot in, and then control as it goes out. Yep.
Like that?
Yep. Good. And then pull it in, and then turn it out. And, the backs of your legs.
Great.
So what we're going to do is make sure that you might have a step at home, but you want to make sure you have something in front of you to be able to support. So we want to step up. We're going to do this with 2 legs. You want to have just your toes and kind of the front part of your foot on the step. We want to push up, making sure our ankles don't squeeze out. We want to go straight forward and then down. So we want to go up for 2 counts and down for 2 counts. Do you want to have a go? Yeah, squeeze up, making sure your ankles don't come out. And down, up, pushing all the way forward and down. And the last exercise we're going to do is we're going to strengthen the back of your hips. So what I'm going to get you to do, I'm just going to demonstrate and then I'm going to show you the correct position. So you're going to go back with your knees at 90 degrees. You can put your hands on the floor or you can put your hands underneath so you can feel whether you're contracting. I want you to tip your pelvis back, keep your lower back on the floor and your ribs on the floor, and then I want you to push up and really squeeze in on the back of your legs and the back of your hips. And then I want you to roll down on your back segment by segment until you get back to the floor. So that down for me.
Alright.
Seems a little bit complicated, but it's quite easy. So I want you to focus on pushing your ribs, the back of your ribs into the ground and your lower back, tilting your pelvis as far back as you can, and even using your hands to feel the back of your legs and feel your muscles contract.
Ah, yes, the booty.
Yep. Now I want you to push your hips up. Good. And I want you to hold, and then I want you to roll back to the floor, segment by segment in your back, until your hips reach the floor again. So do you feel that?
Yes.
Brianna has now increased her running program up to 30 to 60 minutes. This is done on soft ground or treadmill, and if any pain is felt, she must decrease her workload to 50% for the rest of the week. This is done up to a target heart rate of 55 to 65% of her maximum.
So what we're going to do now is a single leg calf raise. So simply just progressing from what we did last week. We're going to jump up with a step, just with 1 leg. I just want you to go up and down. Really try and get that muscle contraction going. Really
Fantastic.
Now I just want you to have a go. Yep, that's good. And then I want you to do this on both sides. So now we're just doing a simple single leg glute bridge, making sure that his pelvis isn't rotating as it goes up. So, yep. Up and down. Very good. So what we're going to do is a star excursion test. So I want you to reach as far as you can in these 3 points. So you just got to use your balance. Try and go as far as you can. Come back to center, and then we're going to test this range. Back to center, and come out. Back to center. There you have a go. Just try and stay balanced. Get as far as you can go. Nice control. Good. Okay, Brianna, back this week, stage 3, advance. So what I want you to do is I want you to continue progressing with your running. So one night this week, I want you to do some interval training.
Great.
So I want you to run straight line 200 meters, and then I want you to rest for 1.5 minutes after that, and then I want you to repeat it 8 times. If you don't get any pain after that session, I want you to do 2-3 days after repeat the same session
And so there we go, we'll track you from there, and then the following week, we hopefully can progress you to active training, full training, really awesome.
Now Brianna has commenced mixed surface running on hills and grass. Again, if any pain is felt, she must decrease her load for 50% for the rest of the week. This is done for 30 to 60 minutes per session and up to a target heart rate of 55 to 65 of her maximum.
Okay, Brianna, so you've been continuing with the previous phases, doing the exercises, so we're still doing those, but we're going to increase the intensity a bit. So with your calf raises, I wanted you to add in an extra set. Still doing the single leg, doing it a little bit more intense, okay? Just so we can build up a bit more volume. Next, we're going to add in some plyometric work. So, Brianna, I just want you to do some skipping, okay? So when we skip, just to begin with, I just want you on the spot, both feet at the same time on your toes. So, just like that. Good. Eventually, we'll progress that into doing alternating feet. So, okay, another exercise we can add in as well is some lunges, just to build up some more strength for those muscles we're using when we're running. So, just a simple forward lunge.
For the bum muscles?
Yes. It's good to good. Good. Perfect. Good. Okay, Brianna, so you've done very well. You've progressed through your training perfectly. Your rehab perfectly.
Yep.
Yeah, so Brianna, you've progressed through your rehab perfectly, okay? You're now ready to begin running again, so please, on your way to your marathon.